Our first stop this evening is Tameside, and Roy is in Tameside.
Hello?
Hello.
Just to find out, no, I'm not legless. I'm as sober as a judge.
Well, I didn't think that was the category you fitted into.
Well, I'm as sober as a judge.
Yeah.
Just to quote this before I go on to what I'd like to say. I think patriotism...
So you don't really want to say this, then?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm just quoting this before I go on to my couple of subjects there.
Oh, a couple now?
Well, it ties into one, so you can say one subject.
This is breeding like a bacterium.
Good. Well, I found out that the cheque that was sent to me is genuine.
What cheque?
I told you last
An
night...
illegal immigrant?
No, I received a cheque for £500 from
right,
somebody.
Yes, yeah.
Which was so fantastic.
Is it for you to leave the country?
No, it's to print more leaflets about hanging rapists and murderers.
Oh, yeah.
But let me just quote this to you. I think patriotism is like a charity. It begins at home. There endeth the lesson on that.
Well, that is profound.
It is, isn't it?
Patriotism begins at home.
Yeah.
Well, I never thought of that. Hey, I never thought of that.
Well, there you go. You were supposed to be in a campaign to destroy me.
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to go about that before I go on to my subject? How are you going to destroy me?
Well, with the help of all the people in Tameside who can't stand the sight of you.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right? Well, you don't know nothing about me, Reeve.
Oh, I do.
No, you don't, Reeve.
Well, if I just dip into our post bag here...
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, make sure you've got the facts right. Don't do any libelous statements, because you know what that can lead to.
Well, yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, nothing.
Let's get on to my subjects. I want to talk
I'm not stopping you, although I may do shortly.
Well, whatever, because you can't stand an argument.
That's right, yeah.
Because you're a pinko lefty who believes in giving sugar dummies to rapists and murderers.
Do you know what I can do? You know I'm not here tomorrow night.
Oh, are you?
Right, yeah, so what I could do is, in fact I could do it most nights, actually,
Yeah.
is just record this.
Yeah.
And put it on between 10 o'clock and 11.
Can you really?
I could
You must be desperate then.
Could stop in the pub.
Well, you must be desperate.
No, well, I work with what I'm given,
Well, there
which
you
appears
go.
to be you.
Well, coming from Higher Broughton, you must be desperate.
I don't come from Higher Broughton.
Well, you come up from the Prestwich area where I lived, so I used to see you going about your daily business on a regular basis.
Well, wait a minute, Roy, hold it. Something interesting's happened.
Oh, yeah.
So this doesn't concern you. We've got a text message, it says, can you ask if anyone else saw what looked like a UFO? Well, if it looked like a UFO, it was a UFO. At about 9:30 tonight, following a high-altitude plane over Manchester. Does that mean anything to you, Roy? Because you see things,
Well, it's
don't you?
probably your friends. Do you know who you remind me of? You know that bow selector?
Mel Gibson?
No, you know that bow selector? That
Yeah.
bloke who does the bear and all that lot?
Yes.
The bloke who has that nose for a willy. Because I've seen your nose, and it's like that...
Do you mean
willy.
the other way around?
No.
Oh,
You know
somebody called Jane would like to pass something on to you, Roy.
Well, I need to get onto my subject,
Well,
never mind anything else.
Well, I'm not sure that's the case, but Jane says, tell Roy he's a cowpat.
Am I?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, right, well, that's dead original. How long did it take her to think that one
I
up?
don't know. Do you want to ring her up instead of me?
Not really. I need to get onto my subject now, but, hey, Jane, it must have took you a long time to think of that one up.
Hang on,
Anyway, let's get onto the subject.
Have you sent me something in the post, Roy?
About the man who was kicked to death for his bike?
No, something else.
No, a man who was kicked to death in Higher Broughton for his bicycle.
No, something else. You know, you sent me...
I sent you quite a few stuff about crime and disorder.
You sent me a picture of that woman that you cut out of a magazine and claim it's your wife, right?
I've cut you out of a magazine, he said.
Then, but I've shown it around the office, and there's a difference of opinion here. Some people think, actually, you're holding her hostage.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, she's holding me hostage, mate. Don't you worry, she can look after herself. But I need to get onto my subject, you know. I don't want to listen to your... pinko sarcasm.
Yes, move on.
I want to talk about the benefits and the disadvantages of the multiracial, multicultural society. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? That's what we need to be asking now.
That's a rhetorical question.
In the place where I come from, in Dewsbury, Batley, now, they've built a mosque...
Oh, Batley?
Well, Dewsbury and Batley. They've built a mosque. Now, this is just one example of the disadvantages of the multiracial society. Now, this is a true story. Now, near Dewsbury Railway Station in West Yorkshire, they've built a mosque. Now, there was a pub just right next to it, just 2 yards away from the mosque. Now, they burnt the pub down.
Who has?
Well, it's for you to decide and for listeners to decide.
No, it's not. I could decide Henry Kissinger burnt it down.
We know Muslims don't like alcohol and drinks.
Oh, I'm afraid that's not true. A lot of them love it.
Well, maybe that's the case, but officially Muslims do not allow alcohol, or, you know. So this pub, it was a very good pub, actually. I used to go into it.
Oh, dear.
And they've actually burnt it down because they don't, it's offensive to their religion. Also...
Right. There's another possible explanation.
Oh, yeah.
Once you started going in, it had no customers.
Never mind about that, Reeve. Anyway, something else. In the Halifax...
Did you ever buy a drink? How do you manage in Yorkshire? Does everybody buy their own?
Listen, Reeve, Yorkshire's a fantastic place. So is Lancashire.
What's the difference between a Yorkshireman and a coconut?
What's the difference between you? You've said this joke about 15 times. It's
I know,
very tiresome.
But Roy, I think you're the last one to point the finger about people saying the same thing several times.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so at all. Let me just carry on with what I want to say. In Halifax, the people of Halifax put in free BNP councillors. Do you know why that was?
I expect you're going to tell me.
I am going to tell you, because it's well documented in Halifax why 3 BNP councillors got elected.
Mm.
The local Muslims objected to crosses in a local cemetery because it was offending them, and they campaigned to get the crosses down. So, obviously, the Yorkshire people, who were concerned about their Christian way of life, put these 3 BNP councillors in. And, you know, we need to look at these sort